Hello, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Sea Gull Stadium, back here on April 30th, 2016. Last time we saw a CAC matchup here for the Seagulls. In that game, a loss to York in the CAC championship game. A loss that these players for Salisbury, despite a #1 overall ranking in the nation, not soon to forget that one. And a new mission starts today with the Mary Washington Eagles to potentially bring home that elusive CAC championship. I'm Chris Mackowiak, alongside me, Drew Williams, here for the call today. And two teams, different sides of the spectrum. Drew, of course, Salisbury, undefeated record yet again as defending national champs, but Mary Washington going through their own cultural change here under new head coach Delaney so far this season. For these teams, Colin Ryman, of course, has been stellar so far this season, getting his GAA all the way down to 5.57 and improving from a season ago. But for Mary Washington, much different story. Two younger guys out there, sophomore Senecola and also junior Wasson, who have both seen time this season, but both allowing over 11 goals per game.
Yeah, really trying to figure out is Mary Washington how they're going to manage that goalkeeping position. We talked a little bit earlier that they've struggled with that scenario throughout their games this season. They're going to build on that this year, and they're going to have to find who's going to be that person to really make the difference, because as you mentioned before, both over 11 goals are allowed this season. And you know, Salisbury definitely on the different tail of that era. They've got their Ryman has really solidified that goal position here for Salisbury.
Senecola will get his second start of the season, his third game played so far this season. But Coach Delaney telling me their styles differ, but he's gotten good games out of both, so it's still a healthy competition between the two. Now, a top matchup we always see out here from Duncan Campbell and TJ Logue, the face-off battle. Interesting for Mary Washington is for this season and last season, they've had really one guy that's taken them all.
Yeah, that's really interesting when you look at it, but he's had so much success in that regard. That's why you expect to see him continue. Salisbury's had a little bit of different appearances with their face-off numbers. We've seen a couple different guys take the face-offs, but for Mary Washington, they found one guy, and he's really effectively planned out to work very well for them this year.
Yeah, Eli Iyer putting a pretty healthy percentage, 55%. That aligns with his percentage last season in the face-off. Also, 64 ground balls, had 99 a season ago, so well on tap to improve that number, and someone who has really impressed Coach Delaney, has shown great growth, and someone he's trying to develop and kind of ride him into the season, see what he can do, especially with some youth on his side as a sophomore.
Absolutely. You see those hot hands, and that's what you have to do. This is the type of player you mentioned, a sophomore. You can kind of groom into the type of mature player that you want into your program, and this is exactly what Coach Delaney wants with these kind of players. Get the younger guys, really craft them into the image that he has set for the program, and that can really bode well for the Mary Washington team.
And as we look down here at Sea Gull Stadium, Coach Delaney, one of those atypical moments where you have to come into a D3 program, develop your own culture, and he told me some of his keys for that, which he also had to do at Elizabethtown College, was that you can't assume anything. You just have to be honest with the players, have consistent positive reinforcement with the players, and just create trust. And those really create the foundation for that new culture that he's trying to develop. A more aggressive, speedy style, he told me, at Mary Washington.
Absolutely. Honesty and trust, always the key factors in any relationship. But here in this program, if you can really focus in on the players, tell them what your realistic expectations are, they'll buy into your program. Once you get those guys that are willing to buy into your system and your philosophy as a coach, that really can bode well. And that's how this Mary Washington team is going to try and challenge and compete in the CAC.
Mary Washington has been up and down so far this season. 3-4 overall record, 1-2 on the road. Salisbury undefeated, haven't lost since that 2016 CAC championship. That mission starts again today here on the Sea Gull Sports Network. Again, I'm Chris Mackowiak, alongside me, Drew Williams, if you're just joining us. Happy to bring you this one as we get play underway. Non-conference schedule ended recently. Salisbury has a few more games on that non-conf coming up later this season, but for now, focus is on CAC play. That's how you really get into the NCAA tournament. We get things rolling here at Sea Gull Stadium, a bit warmer than it has been in the last week here in Salisbury. And starting things off, Mary Washington gets the opening possession, loses it out of bounds. But on the deflection, looks like the Eagles will start things rolling here at Sea Gull Stadium. Salisbury defense improving even from a year ago now, 5.5 goals against average, 10th in the nation, first in the CAC. We'll see what they can do today. A lot of physicality on this defense, too, with the veteran ability. Kyle Tucker, Aaron Leeds, and Will Nowesnick offering the central defense as Mary Washington swings the ball around here trying to penetrate it.
Yeah, you can see already Salisbury putting a lot of pressure. Mary Washington just forced to pass around, trying to get something, but Salisbury playing very close defense.
Coming in, trying to get an opening shot. Missed pass, targeting number 19, Drew Carlson. Trying to make the quick turn. Shot coming. No goal. It hit the side netting bench like that one, but in the end, just missed. But a beautiful cut and the sharp angle from Marson. The offensive midi, Corey Gwynn, sends it down the field across the restraining line, and Salisbury back in business. Shot coming, early one. That was Jeremiah LeClaire, the Hofstra transfer in transition. Save coming from Senecola.
That's a beautiful look there at Senecola. Really strong shot face, but good job right straight on, not too forced with that challenge.
And so far this season, clearing an issue for Mary Washington, only 80% on the year. Salisbury riding the clear pretty well at 75%. But Mary Washington does get it across here. They'll work it in the alley far side. There's Carlson swinging it over, backside of the cage. It's Miles Davis giving it off to Marson once again. He had the shot around the crease last possession. Mary Washington so far trying to create this slow tempo, and that's what they were able to do last year in that 9-4 loss.
Yeah, again, we mentioned before, Salisbury can be quick on offense, but this is a spot here for the Eagles. If they can really control possession, this will bode well.
Shot coming, knocked away. There's that physical defense. It's Kyle Tucker, the CAC Defensive Player of the Week, trying to take the clear himself. He gives it off the turner hand, long stick mid. He can't get a shot off, gives it Garbarino. Quick pass. Shot coming, saved once again, Senecola. Yeah. Carlson with it, far alley. Miles Davis collects it. Marson here near side in the alley. Working against Nowesnick, sticking out his long pole. Marson all the way back to the restraining line. Nowesnick still chasing him down. The physical play from Nowesnick continuing. Marson can't get anything done. Double team coming as they bring on Jared Walls at the defensive midi position.
Beautiful work there by Nowesnick. You mentioned before, just pestering on defense, not giving up an edge. The Salisbury defense, the offense has given up a few turnovers, but Mary Washington unable to capitalize because that defense from Salisbury standing really strong.
Nowesnick, the junior, second-team All-American a season ago. 16 ground balls, 12 caused turnovers so far this season. Carver trying to find some room. Whistle is blown, and a foul called against the Eagles. Salisbury gets it back. They're moving it quickly. Cross with the clear. Shot coming. It's Aaron Leeds with the shot. He gets the rebound, and wide from Kalama. They're trying to win a mistake from the opponent at times, it seems. Shot coming off the post. Blondino almost had one there on the outside, but Mary Washington luckily enjoying that sound, the ping off the post. As Mary Washington tries to get something going here. Haven't been able to get a solid shot on goal. It's still 0-0, 7:21 here on the clock. Marson swing over, shot coming, low one and just wide. Shot coming, and it's in the back of the net. The Eagles strike first.
Another beautiful goal there. Gets right past, and that's what Mary Washington is able to do. Work the ball, quick passing, stretch out the Salisbury defense, and they find themselves up here early.
It's the junior offensive midi, Owen Dingman, with his 7th of the season. And now the Eagles find themselves on the board against the #1 team in the nation. They're up early, 1-0, 6:27 on the clock. And it will go to Salisbury after he stepped on the line.
What a momentum killer there for the Eagles. You see already quickly ahead.
Garbarino, transition goal for Salisbury. Pass coming from Blondino, it looked like. And now Salisbury ties it up quickly, 6 minutes on the clock. And Salisbury need to take care of those possessions early in this one. So far, it's turning into a pretty slow tempo. Take your offensive chances when you do get them in this game. Marson backed away from Pax Howard, long pole defender out there now. Driving in, backside, there's Miles Davis. Cut around, Kyle Tucker puts on a shove. Stick check. Quick pass, shot coming into the top frame of the cage. Mary Washington on top.